We have some breaking news right now. The CHP on a pursuit. We believe they're chasing a person on a mini bike, Mike Rogers?
Yeah, that's right. And we're monitoring this. And this driver here is...
I think we have... Do we have Desmond?
Yeah. Hi, Juan and Susie, if you got me. I'm here. Yeah, it's another one of these mini bike pursuits. It's always so baffling to me. You know, these people, sometimes they like to run. They think they can get into some tight spaces, and a lot of times they're on bike paths, and that's where we are along the Los Angeles River right now. This guy is booking it on this little mini bike up to 50 miles an hour on the Los Angeles River right now. This guy is booking it on this little mini bike up to 50 miles an hour. I hope he's wearing a helmet. I can't quite tell if he is or not, but this is, you know, obviously super dangerous, and they thought that they could fool CHP, but CHP so far is, you know, able to squeeze their vehicle here along this bike path, and they are being pretty aggressive with this one. Well, they're going to have some trouble now as he comes through there. It's not going to be able to fit the cruiser through there, just as I said that, as we head eastbound on Imperial Highway. So he pulled a fast one right there. They have a CHP fixed wing overhead. Might be kind of tough to see because this guy's got no lights either, so he's really booking it here. No lights. I'm not sure he has a helmet. This is just insanely dangerous, literally risking their life out here on a very busy street, Imperial Highway here, to try to evade. This was just failure to yield. And you know what? We just heard that CHP officer say that they are going to cancel the pursuit on this one. So unless another agency suddenly gets involved, is likely to get away.
Well, and it did
really rolled the dice here, and let's see what he does. Off here at Garfield and Imperial, and
he's been having problems. He's been having problems with the bike.
And it's so dark.
Yeah, they mentioned that earlier. Yeah, they mentioned he was having issues with the bike. Now he's doing the usual suspect costume change. Yeah. And well, I'm still hearing the fixed wing is seeing all this right now, so they are aware and probably going to try to call some units in. So it's now I don't know what he's doing. He's like he's just really hesitant to give the bike up, or I don't know what he's doing with this vehicle right here. But this is just a very weird one all the way around. Juan, Susie, and Mike.
Well, and last time, Des, so he did have issues with the bike earlier when he was along that bike path along the river. He had to drop the bike and put it down because having a problem with it earlier. Now, what we can tell you is the guy looks like he's on his phone right now. This is CHP's Crime Suppression Task Force. So the group had been on this tactical frequency that we keep an ear on every now and again. CHP officer just drove past him. There he is.
Yeah.
There we go.
Let's see here. They're gonna get him here. I don't know if he was trying to call an Uber or a friend to come get him or what, but you know, after all that, I mean, he really literally risked his life out here, and he got arrested anyway. So, you know, all that for nothing, and they did manage to catch up to him with the help of the CHP fixed wing, who up there in the stratosphere, but were able to see the suspect and guide units here in Garfield and Imperial.
And you know, Desmond, that fixed wing aircraft that you're talking about is, as you mentioned, up at 7,450 feet. It's a fairly new aircraft, from what I'm being told. The CHP, I had a conversation with them about it this week. It's fairly new, and it has been taking over a lot of the pursuits for what we would traditionally see is the helicopters. They've been giving it to these fixed wings. These fixed wings can remain much higher. They don't necessarily realize that they are being followed because the aircraft is so much higher in the air, and it's got really great technologies and really great cameras on it that can help them in these very dark situations like this to be able to keep track of the suspects, and more so kind of unbeknownst to the suspect that they're being followed by that aircraft. So, of course, Juan and Susie, we're watching this guy being taken into custody. The original want was potentially just speed, certainly now at least evading. I am curious, because it is the Crime Suppression Task Force, if there is something else with this person that they know about that maybe they want to look into. But regardless, tonight, he is in custody. And we'll keep watching this here as they're going to clear the suspect here. They're going to obviously check his pockets, make sure there's nothing else going on in there, no weapons, things like that. Now, we do know that when he was on the mini bike, they did lose him for a period of time because, as Desmond was pointing out, it was so dark down there. He had no lights on. It doesn't appear that he ever had a helmet on, and was really just kind of zipping through that. As you remember, those CHP officers did lose him at one point in time when he was able to get through a narrow gate that only had access as wide as a pedestrian and not access for a car. So those CHP officers that were chasing them through there were unable to really get through that gate there. Now, thankfully, that CHP fixed wing was able to keep eyes on him as he came out of there and went on Imperial Highway here. And that's when that CHP officer, who actually overshot him at first, but thankfully the observant CHP fixed wing was able to guide those officers back in, give him the description, and he was taken into custody. And we had pointed out that during the course of this chase, he did have problems with the bike. And right before he ditched the bike there on the sidewalk, it looked like that may have been a problem again. We saw him kind of trying to push it with his leg there to try to be able to get some momentum going. Unfortunately, though, it did not work for him. But now he is in custody, Juan and Susie.